What's going on? Welcome back to Ozark Fence. I'm Matt, and we're here in the shop talking about this jig for stretching chain link. Kind of looks like a coat rack, and I suppose you could use it for that, but this is actually a chain link stretching jig. We're going to show you how to make one of these. It's really quite easy, and you can make it out of different types of scraps. We're going to be using leftover fence materials to make ours, and they're really hard to find places to buy, so I'm going to show you how to make one yourself. Let's jump into it. So first things first, what kind of material are we going to use? These are actually leftover pieces of truss rods from chain link fence, and we're going to be using these to create the jig. In fact, I've got 4 of these hooks that I have pre-bent, and these are going to be the fingers to grab the tension bar that's put into the chain link. So these are the materials that we're going to be using. We also need a leftover piece of pipe that we're going to be welding them to. And then we're going to need to determine what height of chain link we're going to be making the jig for. This one, as an example in the video, was for 4-foot chain link, and so we've made it the appropriate size. Today we're going to be building one for 6-foot tall chain link fence. So the very first thing you need to do is determine what you're making them for. For a 4-foot, 6-foot, 8, 10, what height is your fence? In this example, we have one that we're making for 6-foot fence, so we're going to use this piece of 1 3/8 fence pipe as the main bar to this jig. I have cut this just shy of 6 foot, and that way it's not dragging in the dirt when we go to use it. I think I cut this at about 66 inches. All right, so now that we have our main bar cut and we know we're making this for 6-foot fence, the next thing we need to determine is the chain link diamond size. That's going to be important so that when we go to use the jig, our hooks will actually fit into the diamonds. And you can see I have them marked out on the pipe to rest right here at the start or the peak of this diamond. And we have 4 of them, so we're going to spread them out evenly throughout this jig, and that way we get a pretty decent pull along the entire 6-foot stretch of chain link. Now that can be a little different because different chain link comes in different diamond sizes. So you can use a jig that is meant for another diamond size, but it won't grab quite as good. So that's one tip I recommend, is using the hooks and lining it up to fit correctly in the correct diamond size of your chain link. Once you have your spots marked, it's time to weld. For those who don't have a lot of experience in welding, we actually have another video with tips and tricks. Be sure to check it out in the link in the description. So now that we have the hooks welded on and we're checking to make sure that they line up in the diamonds, we're ready to move on. And what is the next step? Well, the next step is going to be building the backside, or the part that the come-along hooks to, in order to stretch this. You can see the part to your right has the hooks and the part to your left is the backside. And the whole point of building this backside is to use a come-along, be able to attach it, and then use this to stretch and tighten the chain link. So we're just going to create this on our new jig, and it's just a series of more truss rods that we use for bracing, and the hooking part can really be anything that you have that's good thick metal. All right, to get this backside started, we're going to weld on the part that the come-along attaches to. For this jig, we're going to be using this leftover U-bolt that we had. And once we get this put on, we can then build the rest of the bracing off of this. Where we're going to place this is dead center of our jig, so we're going to measure and find center and then weld this to the back of the jig. All right, so now we've got the bare bones of this thing put together, and technically we could stop here, but we're going to be adding some extra supports down the sides just to make sure that this thing doesn't bow when we go to tighten our fence. So now we're going to be adding in these little pieces here just in line with our hooks, and that should help stabilize this when we go to use it. All right, so just like that, we now have one 6-foot tall chain link stretching jig. Now we just use what we had laying around here, and you can too. Hopefully this video gives you some creative inspiration into making your very own chain link stretching jig. One of these is great for installing fence. 2 of them is great for fixing cuts in chain link fence. We use them here all the time, and we make them for our local contractors who install fence. Let us know what you think. Do you like this? Do you guys use chain link stretching jigs? And more importantly, would you like to see it in action? Let us know in the comments below. Appreciate you stopping by for the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.